Let's begin! Transference is a walking/puzzle horror game. Options wise, there is free movement, you can turn blinders on or off and can adjust their strength. You can also choose to have snap turning or free turning. The game takes place in an apartment block, but the majority of your time is spent in one apartment. The father of a family that lives here has been experimenting with technology. The main aim is to find crystals for one of his machines. Along the way, you slowly piece together what has destroyed the family, and depression does play a big role here. As you would expect from a walking game like this, the story is told through audio files, documents, and objects that you find around the house. You will slowly piece together each family member's emotions and motives as you come across these things, but the game really shines when it focuses on one of the family members at once. The story is easier to follow in these moments, and the house itself visually further enforces what a member of the family is going through. I really love extra details like these in video games. There is so many objects that you can interact with, and it's actually worth doing. Not only because the models are incredibly high quality and are just great to look at in VR, but also because some give you a deeper insight into the story, like how better awards are given to the father's professional career over time. Although you are mainly exploring one apartment, you do travel to different stages in time by interacting with light switches. This plays a part in the puzzle solving too, as you can carry objects from one time to another, so they can be combined with another item. You will need to carry them too, as you don't have an inventory system. The puzzles are not too difficult, but because of how things can be different each time you travel to another time, you will likely end up looking in drawers and cupboards over and over again, as you will fear missing out on a collectible. The game's main collectibles come in the form of video files, which lets the player know massive chunks of the storyline. These videos contain real people acting out the story. The acting here is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's AAA movie quality, but it didn't detract from the story. It really only elevated it, thanks to the actors expressing feelings in a believable way. The voiceovers are just as good, but sometimes they are heard over top of one another. It can be a bit annoying because you're really trying to make sense of what is going on here, but obviously it's done on purpose to make you feel a little disorientated, and it certainly does just that. There is some jump scares here, but most of them do only just make your heart drop, rather than you actually jumping out of your skin. These usually come from family members simply standing in a room. It does come as a surprise more than anything else, especially considering you're revisiting the same rooms over and over again. That's not to say there isn't any proper jump scares here, because there certainly are, but for the majority of the time, rather than feeling scared, you really feel more unsettled, due to a number of things. As you can see, the walls and objects glitch around you in an odd fashion. It doesn't look that nerve-wracking, but considering the rooms in this apartment are quite small, it forces you to always be close to this effect. And because we haven't really seen anything quite like this in a VR game before, it just puts you on edge. How the rooms transition from one time to another also look really weird, but visually amazing. It's also the small details that unsettle you, like how a locked door actually rattles when you try to open it. It just gives that extra sense that you're desperately trying to get in, rather than simply turning the handle. And after you have picked an object up to take a closer look, it just stays there, hovering in the air. For a game that looks quite realistic, the surreal happenings really only become more intensified. The graphics really are amazing. They're sharp and crisp, and because the rooms are not that large, it has amazing depth wherever you're looking. The texture variety and detail in each room is brilliant too. This absolutely looks and feels like a real life apartment. The game is on the shorter side, as it took me around an hour and 40 minutes to beat. Unfortunately, there isn't a platinum here, and the trophy list is pretty basic overall. Nearly all of the trophies will unlock as you simply play through the game, but there is a couple here for the collectibles. They do require you to find every audio recording and video file. Yeah, it's a basic list, but I'm not sure what else they could have done with this game. This is one of the highest quality PSVR, walking and puzzle solving games. You will certainly get the most out of this game if you are interested in technology and science, as it does go quite deep with these topics, so don't expect the story to hold your hand all the way through. Overall, I got the gist of what was going on, but by the end, I was still left with a few questions that I wanted answered. I was missing some video files after my playthrough, so having sections of the story hidden in the collectibles really does have its downside, especially in such a story-driven game. If you're looking for a full-on horror experience, this may not quite live up to expectations. There are a lot of jumpy moments here and some creepy visuals, but the real focus here is making the player feel unsettled, not only with its visuals, but with the themes it explores. I think most will want to wait for a sale because of its short length and steep price, but if you have any interest in this at all, then it's certainly worth checking out at some point. I really enjoyed this game, but once again, people with an interest in science and technology will certainly get the most out of it. As always, if you found this review helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more PSVR content.